Hi, my name is Gordana, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk about the focal point uh, in interior design. The focal point is one of the most fundamental elements in interior design. It is the star of the room. It's the first place viewers' eyes should land when they enter the room, and it's the emphasize point around which you build the rest of your design. What is the focal point example? The definition of a focal point is something or someone that captures the bulk of the attention, either intentionally or by chance. An example of a focal point is a bright red ball in your living room designing to draw the eye to it. A focus, a point at which rays of light or other radiation converge. Why is the focal point important in design? Your design has to have a purpose behind it. Having a strong focal point will ensure you have established the area of a design you feel is most important. This isn't to say other elements of the design aren't as vital, but you want to have something the audience is drawn to first. Ideally, the rooms of your home have a built-in focal point. In that case, all you have to do is construct your design in such a way that highlights this exciting feature. This also makes it much easier to decide how to lay out the room. Some of the most common types of built-in focal points are windows. Views, especially eye-catching ones, are an easy choice for a focal point. Regardless of what else is in the room, eyes naturally travel there. If you're lucky enough to have this type of view, all you need to do is allow the windows to be as big and unobscured as possible. Fireplaces can really ground the room. Be sure to arrange a sitting area around the fire and, if possible, use a bold piece of art above the mantel. Built-in shelvings many times and fireplaces go hand in hand. Even if that's not the case, the process is still fairly similar. Start by creating a sitting area around the shelving and be sure to purposely style your surfaces to their aesthetically pleasing. Vaulted ceilings. While vaulted ceilings don't seem like they require much in terms of design, it's important to make sure they stay freshly painted and include a bold light fixture. Interestingly, angle walls, consider making this wall a focal point by creating an accent wall or, if applicable, playing up a feature like a window seat. Other times, they aren't any built-in features to emphasize, and it's necessary to create one of your own. While this does take a little bit more effort up front, it's far from impossible. Again, there are plenty of options to choose from. Feel free to pick the one of that works best for you. That can be accent walls. Accent walls have always been a popular option for a focal point. Typically, if there are no built-in features to work with, an accent wall can be created on the furthest wall from the entry into the room. Be sure to use a bold paint color or patterned wallpaper to draw attention. Artwork. A statement piece of artwork or mirror can carry a room by itself. In this case, you will want to make sure the piece you choose is big enough to suit the walls it's placed on. It should be placed at eye level, and whenever possible, you should add accent lighting to highlight the piece even further. Backsplashes. Kitchens and bathrooms tend to have their own standards for focal points. Usually, a tile backsplash either in the shower or behind the stove is the best choice. Again, just make sure it includes a bold color or pattern. Statement furniture. A large statement piece of furniture can serve as a fine focal point. This is typically the case in dining rooms and bedrooms where there is obviously a centerpiece of furniture in the room. Here, you will want to add accents like a centerpiece for the table or some throw pillows on the bed to help draw the eye. In this subject, just please avoid these mistakes. First, having more than one focal point. When a room has two separate usage areas, say, for example, a kitchen and eating dining room, it can be tempting to create two focal points. However, that can confuse the viewer. Usually, the room should have one central focus with a secondary if necessary. In that case, the focal point should be part of the primary use. The second mistake can be forgetting to frame the area. Even if your room has a built-in focal point, it's your job to add extra details to ensure eyes always fall where they're supposed to. Add extra design elements around your chosen point to draw attention. Also, leaving out lighting. Every focal point should have its own lighting source to help it stand out. And finally, just to bring all together, first, start always with the focal point when you begin designing. Don't put this important feature last, or it will appear like an afterthought in your final plan. Embrace the natural surroundings. This could be great views or a high raise, or east-west facing windows that provide a picture-worthy front row seat to the sunrise on sunset. Let the focal point drive key decisions about the overall floor plan, furniture placement, lighting, and other core components of the room's design and furnishing. If you have a room that's just plain boring, with 4 bare walls and nothing of interest, try a low-cost addition like unique artwork or bookshelves to create a feature that can serve as a focal point. Lighting is an often underused interior design element that can bring a drab focal point to life or enhance a piece of artwork. Adjustable lighting can also help you easily change the mood in a room, quickly going from bright and open to dim and focused on a mental or specific sitting area. This can be accomplished through the smart placement and intentional layering or multiple light sources, including recessing lighting, task lighting, and spotlights. Sometimes your options for physically changing the layout of a room are limiting, particularly if you have a small budget or if there aren't significant opportunities to make structural changes. Using constructing paint colors is a great way to point out paintings or other artwork and create a focal point that doesn't really take up physical space. The same idea applies to wallpaper, mirrors, empty frames, hanging artifacts, and other decorative items that can draw your eye but don't cost a lot of money. That's all for this time. If you found today's episode enjoyable or useful, let me know in the comment sections, and make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Love you all, and until the next time, Gordana. Bye.